Hey, what's up, everyone? Facebook family, we're back here with Pink Talks here on Find Your ID NYC. If you're not already following us on Instagram, make sure you do so at Find Your ID NYC at Pink NYC. That's right. We're here on many platforms. We're here to share our identity, love up on ourselves, and more importantly, uplift the women that we love so much in our musical industry. Across all platforms, we show love to our women. We empower them and we support them by showing up to their shows, by showing up to this interview. So, without further ado, she is an entrepreneur, full-time musician from New York City, seen in Time Out magazine twice, not once, but twice. JetBlue ads, New York Times, and so much more. She's performed at the James New York Nomad Hotel, W Hotels, weddings, proposal, private events. She is a performing artist. No, she's an entrepreneur who's claimed her artistry. Najah Lewis coming to the virtual stage. Woo, 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 woo.
Hi there. How are you?
I am doing a lot better now that I'm talking to you.
Ditto.
Yes.
Do you hear the fireworks? Are you in Brooklyn or?
I'm in the East. I'm in East Village. I live in East Village. I saw something, but I thought it was thunder. Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah. So you saw what?
I thought it was
thunder. Oh yeah.
I thought it was fireworks, but it was just thunder.
Same here.
Yes.
Thunder, fireworks. You hear that in the background. I'm sorry about that.
No, don't be sorry. I mean, happy Juneteenth for the rest of the year. Happy Black New Year. It's a new year for us.
When they're waking me up in my sleep, I'm like, yes, happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth, happy New Year's. This is the time where we can plant our seeds, and this is a season where we will see and reap what we sow. So for that, we give thanks to the Most High, who we cannot deny is a she. No.
Exactly.
So without further ado, we're here for your performance. We're here for your music. We're here for your energy. Would you like to drop some beautiful music on us here on Facebook?
Of course. Thank you. So I think with everything going on in the world, I kind of want to do something more lighthearted. So this is my rearrangement of this song.
Okay.
Let me turn my amp on.
And just to give you a heads up, the visual seems a little, when you're in front of the camera, your visual kind of shifts a little bit. So, oh, I can see you clear now, though. I can see you clear now.
Okay. Honey came in and she called me red-handed, creeping with the girl next door. The picture is to the wall, get banging on the bathroom door. And how could I forget that I had given her an extra key? All this time she was standing there, she never took her eyes off me. And how you forget you want the access to your beamer, as fast as a witness better cling to your pillow. You better turn into a girl. You best view the situation. Now she called dinner to be a true player, to know how to play. And if she stay at night, tell her you to stay today. And never admit to a word that she say. And if she claim that you'd tell her, baby, no way, yeah. But she called me on the counter, saw me banging on the sofa. You could have her in the shower. She even called me on camera. This marks on my shoulder. Heard the words that I told her. And heard the screams getting louder. Stayed until it was over. Honey came in and she called me red-handed, creeping with the girl next door. And picture this, we were giving on the bathroom floor. And how could I forget that I had given her an extra key? And all this time she was standing there, she never took her eyes off me. Why me wait till they gotta be great? Why me wait? And I just said 50 and 8. Turns out I'm 100% affection. Even when I'm going crazy, I'll got more problems as a human. Bling bling, then I saw that's a goddess in me. A back and not the middle, and help me with your cartwheel. Just a little, you're supposed to hold me down. Now you hold me back, and that's the sound. I mean, I on your back. Why right till they gotta be free? Why me right till they gotta be great? Why me right till they gotta be great? Honey came in and she called me red-handed, creeping with the girl next door. And pictureless will go by, you banging on the bathroom floor. And how could I forget that I had given her an extra key? All this time she was standing there, she never took her eyes off me. Oh. Thank you.
Thank you for doing that mix. I like that mix a lot. I love how you blend the songs and it's at like the perfect point. That was dope. That was dope.
I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, you are appreciated. Goddess, you are appreciated. So without further ado, let's jump into these questions. First of all, what's your sign?
Yes.
And can I guess it? I'm gonna try to guess it. I'm gonna just give myself one try. Are you a
Yes.
Virgo?
No.
No. Okay. Okay.
You're on your code.
What did you say?
I said you're cold. You got to go back more.
Okay.
Because Virgo's September, right?
Yeah. Are you a Cancer?
You're cold. You got to go over.
Cancer?
I'll tell you. You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
I'm an Aries.
You're an Aries?
What are you?
Yes. My daughter's an Aries. I'm a cusp. I'm an Aries Taurus.
I love that. You said your daughter is? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So young. I thought you were like, you look beautiful. I didn't even know you had a daughter.
Yeah, I do. I have a daughter and a son. Yeah.
What's your you now? You look like a teenager.
No, it's just makeup. Makeup and ring light.
Probably.
So I do want, before we move on to any questions, I definitely want to let the audience know that feel free to ask us questions if you want, what you want to know about Najah, any comments. We're open. We're open to you. We want to engage with you as much as possible. This is Pink Talks on Find Your ID NYC, and I'm your hostess with the mostest, Rebel Jones, and I'm here to cater to you and also to get to know the beautiful women that we have here so that we can support them and uplift them and uplift each other. Okay, so feel free to share. All right. Najah, you still with me?
I'm here with you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but your screen is still frozen. Come on, Facebook. How they want artificial intelligence to take over and they can't even get our image right? Come on now. Come on.
Am I still frozen?
Yes. So one of my questions to you, and we definitely will get to your question. So thank you for chiming in with us. I'm just going to go ask Najah a few questions about the industry. I want to know, as an entrepreneur, what are some of the tools that you've learned and picked up on the way?
I definitely have learned so much I think you have to be so innovative as an entrepreneur. And I didn't realize you have to learn so much about so many different aspects of what you're doing. For my business and musical message, I had to learn about marketing. I had to learn about recording. I had to learn about editing for commercials and for just for advertising. So that's something else you have to learn when you're doing an entrepreneur. When you're an entrepreneur, you're doing it all.
So how do you, and we talked about this earlier, but how do you deal with obstacles when you're facing them?
So when if I am faced with an obstacle, I of course acknowledge it, but I have to not so much dwell on it, but more so think of how I'm going to overcome it, because that's the most important factor. Because as I mentioned, you have to focus on the good and with anything you're doing. So if you're focusing on everything that's wrong, or if you're focusing on one small thing that's wrong, then that could take over. But if you focus on bettering yourself and being better than you were yesterday, then you kind of are you're unstoppable if you have that mentality.
How do you stay creative during this pandemic?
You know what? Actually, this is interesting because for me, when I went into the pandemic, my first thought, which is kind of like facing an obstacle, like you just mentioned, my first thought is like, wow, things are changing, and I think a lot of people have a hard time accepting change. But I saw that and I accepted it, and I thought, what could I do to overcome this change, or what could I do to make this change a pro in my life, something that can be positive? So I think what you have to be innovative, and you have to really think about what you're doing to see how it can be something that could be beneficial for you.
So I hope all you guys receive, all you ladies and gents that's probably watching, definitely take that note home with you. It's about mentality and how you approach your situation. It's not about how big the problem is. It's about how big your solution is, how your perspective is. Is that right, Najah?
Absolutely. You and I have that same mindset, I know.
I mean, sometimes I get lost in my self-doubt, but it's always good to have each other. So to be introverted is one thing, but to have a sister like Najah, and I'm going to claim you as my sister under God's wing, to say that.
Perfect. I'm my sister.
Because, I mean, sometimes we need to be reminded of who we are. We get so entangled with the day-to-day routines that if we have that sister that's, she's been on the path, she's been using and applying her lessons, and then here I am kind of in the lesson and not realizing that I am God, I am she, and I'm capable of climbing out of whatever I might call an obstacle. So thank you for reminding all of us that it's how you approach the situation. Thank you for that.
My pleasure. My absolute pleasure. And you know what? I'm not. I think that sometimes as women we have to have this. I'm not perfect, and I also do, like we mentioned, we deal with things. But with me, I like to make sure that with my mentality, that if something comes my way, that I'm prepared to deal with it. So how I do that, I try to I live a healthy lifestyle. I work out consistently. I listen to like affirmations and motivational speeches every day, so that you can be in a habit in your life, so that no matter what comes at you, you may get slightly off, but you'll always come back to who you are when you make that your lifestyle.
Make it a lifestyle. Yes. Najah. All right. Preach, girl. Preach.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. Well, I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to the audience because they have a lot of questions to ask. And if I overspeak when you're speaking, Najah, I'm not doing it intentionally. There is a bit of glitch in the visual and audio, so just want to let you know that in advance.
Okay, I'll try to speak as clearly as possible.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to roll up here, not roll up any ganja, not yet at least. Let's see, we have, what's your favorite part of your creative process? May Alice wants to know that.
My favorite part, I'm going to be honest with you, I love creating, but I am always super happy when it's finished. Like when I see it, like when the vision came to life, then I'm super happy about that. And then I guess my second favorite would be like when you have that idea, and it's just like, I'm sure a lot of creative people are watching, but if you ever have, like, if you're a songwriter or a writer or a rapper or anything, or any kind of creative thing you do in your life, when you get that idea, when you're like, oh, that's it. I love that moment in my creative process.
Yes. My favorite,
Is it?
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Because as a creative myself, when I'm thinking about maybe building out a show or working on someone else's podcast as a producer, I'm constantly thinking about the steps, the process itself. But when it's complete, right, even if it's not exactly the way I envision it, the fact that it's done, I'm like, woo, I did it! And everyone's like, there's so much to edit and do. And I'm like, yes, but we completed
it. Right, we worked on it for like 6 hours, but it's done and it's great.
Right.
It's the best.
Okay, so let's keep going and get answering these questions. Thank you all for tuned in and staying tuned in. Let's see, what has been the most difficult challenge for you as a professional artist? Imani Nicole wants to know that.
The most difficult challenge, I think so I talked about this earlier. Sometimes it's hard for me to even come up with my challenges, because I think us as a people, Black women in general, we are going to deal with adversity. We're going to deal with people looking at us a certain way. We're going to deal with people judging us automatically. And it's up to you to decide, are you going to hone in on that? Are you going to focus on what someone's thinking of you? Or are you going to focus on just being your best and focus on living your life and being the best you can be? So I think that's the mentality I have. I even, so much as if something is wrong, I won't spend too much time dwelling on it, because I need to get to where I want to be. So maybe if I get to where I want to be, then I'll talk about everything. But right now I can't focus on anything that's going wrong in my life. I have to focus on the good and how I'm going to progress. So that's my piece of advice. I know some people think differently, but that works for me.
Ooh, being stubborn is not useful. Period. Making a decision and sticking to the decision and being flexible enough to move forward out of the decision into a new decision, that's necessary. Received, not received. Oh, thank you. She is giving. Let me first of all, for all those who are just now joining, this is Pink Talks here on Find Your ID NYC, and we're so grateful that you're tuned in tonight. This is not just a place where we go chat, but it's a place where we do empower and lift up one another. This is a female showcase. We uplift our female energy, our female bodies. We thank you. We're grateful for you for tuning in. And we're about to get back into some more questions. Let's see. Someone asked me, Rebel, why did you get Pink started? I was born this way. No, I was born with Pink on the inside, but I am not the founder of Pink NYC. I am the host. Shout out to the Pink NYC team. Shout out to Imani. And shout out to everyone that's part of Find Your ID NYC. If you want to know more about that, make sure you go to the website, findyourdnyc.com. And if you want to know more about Pink NYC, make sure you follow them on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram at Pink NYC. You heard. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for thinking that I can create such a great thing. Okay. But I can. I do. And I will later. Yeah.
Can I interject for a second? Because what you're doing, first of all, I'm so happy to be here with you. But what you're doing as a host and making people feel so comfortable speaking to them, I mean, that's like such a great quality to have, because we can feel the love, like you embody love. So I appreciate you. And what you're doing is so important, because as we're answering these questions, you know, it's good to say these things out loud and just to talk to you and talk to someone like me. It's refreshing.
Yes, same. Same. Thank you for noting. First of all, thank you for acknowledging. That's why I said same like that. I'm like, she acknowledges me. Thank you. You know, because sometimes that's what we want. We want someone to say, hey, I noticed that you exist. You may not be on MTV or BET or some sort of mainstream. And even though that's cool too, I notice that you're here, that you're alive right now. And that's what's necessary. And I appreciate that. Thank you. Natalie, I'm sorry. Yes.
I said, of course. I don't know, but you're kind of breaking up on my end, so I don't want to interject, but same to everything you said also.
Sweet. Okay, so Natalie said, what is a day in the life of Najah Lewis like now during the pandemic?
Okay, so the beginning of my day is usually pretty similar each day, but I have to switch up my day. Each day is different for me. So when I wake up, I learned this from a motivational speaker, Les Brown. He always says, don't wake up and go right into looking at the news, because it's so depressing, and how you start your day sets the precedence for the rest of your day. So I like to start out with gratitude. I like to start out, thanking God. I like to start out, if you're religious or whoever you think. But for me, I like to thank God. And I'm always concerned about my health. I want to be health conscious. So I start out my day with 3 cups of water and a smoothie. And from there, no matter what happens the rest of my day, I'm set, because it's just, when you have that good foundation, you're good for the rest of the day.
Ooh, she done called me out, y'all.
Oh,
no. She done called me out. I gotta write it down. No, let me go get my
I'm
notebook
not calling you out.
and write my list of things I need to do. No, you call me out. No, you call me out in a good way. All I'm saying is that, and I'm sure that some of you ladies that are watching that are like, in your head, you know what you have to do, but you wake up in the morning and you have that pancake. Instead, you know you're supposed to have that green juice, but that pancake, so it just kind of make in this pandemic, you kind of do like pancake, chillax, but huh?
I said, oh, I know. With me, I like this is the mindset I have overall. But it's sometimes where I'm like, oh, do I really need to eat healthy this morning? Like, is this morning gonna? But I try to keep that consistency.
Yeah, no, because yes, consistency is necessary, and I'm working on that. I've officially cut meat out my diet as of yesterday.
You're like me, you eat meat, right? I'm vegan.
Yeah, I was vegan for a year and I enjoy it. I mean, I don't have a problem going back to it. It's just it's sort of addicting, like the sugar and the meat is addicting because once you start back on that cycle of eating meat, then your body's like, I'm only full if I see meat on the table. And so to get myself out of that mindset, I just barbecue cauliflower. I'll make just getting adjusted to eggplant because I love eggplant. But you're right, it's consistent.
Me too. That is consistent. See, you're the same too. I haven't eaten meat since I was a child, and I turned vegan as an adult. But for me, I'm always focused on what foods make me feel the best. So I know everyone has different diets. Like I'm mostly plant-based, but I know one of my brothers is into fitness, and he's a trainer, and he's like plant-based, but he also eats meat. And I think it's really up to what works best for yourself. And I am an advocate for veganism because I do love animals, but I also know that people's health is so important, to be alive and just to make sure you feel good.
Yes, feeling good. And that's what it was for me for the whole year that I was vegan, because I actually just started, I started at 18. My spirit guide at the time he's a holistic wellness, how do you say, he does colonics and stuff for people, and I met him at 18. I was just trying to get a come up at the time so I could pay for my prom bus, but that turned into me working with him and learning so much. So I became vegan, or he was raw vegan, so I would eat cooked food at the time, and I learned so much about my body myself. So I was feeling good, but I was deficient in every vitamin. So
I know what you're saying.
I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm juicing, I'm fasting only on water at times. But the problem was that I didn't have enough intake of vitamins. So as artists, as much as you're putting out, you guys, make sure that you're putting back in. And being vegan that's just a word. It's about health, being in good health, being in good shape for situations like when the government, who is supposed to be hired by us, want to let out martial law and you can't run because you're too heavy with emotional weight and physical weight. So being healthy is not just about looking good, it's about feeling good. Right, Najah? Am I right?
I completely agree. With what you just said, like health is so important, and I know it's been a focal point of so many terrible things happening to our community. But it's not just it's not just in what people are doing to us, but it's also the restaurants they put in our Black neighborhoods. They put you got fried food. That stuff is killing us too. So it's important to keep your health up. It's important to make sure your stress is low and try to be an advocate and do what you can to help. But stress weakens your heart. So with me, I like to focus on my health and just being the best I can be. And still being aware.
Absolutely. And you are bringing it alive. You're not even killing it. You bringing it to life, Najah. And so more love to you, your fans, well, not I hope none of you all are fanatics, but I hope that you are lovers underneath Najah Lewis, because as you continue to love her, her music will continue to grow and blossom and spread love to you all in every kind of way. Najah, it's been amazing. I gotta go breastfeed, okay?
Oh,
So
I love that. I love kids. I know you're a great mom, but have fun.
I'm a great mom too. I'm becoming a great mom thus far, but I'm doing my best. With that being said, make sure you DM me on Instagram. I want to talk to you more because there's something up here that just connects me to you. So let's talk. Let's chat.
I would love in contact now for life now. So you have a friend in me or a sister in me. So that's so great to talk to you.
Friend in me. With that being said, can you play us some music on our way out of this live?
Of course.
Yay.
I'm gonna do something a little different. Let's see.
Got a friend in me. That song's stuck in my head.
I love that. This is my arrangement of this song.
Okay.
Half of my heart is in Havana. He took me back to East Atlanta. All of my heart is in Havana. There's something about his manners. He didn't walk up with how you do it. He said there's a way cause I can't do it. I'm going forever in my papa said he's got my love in him. He got me feeling like ooh. I knew it when I met him. My love him when I left him. Oh. Ooh. And then I had to tell him I had to go. Ooh, na 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 na. Half of my heart is in the better. No. He took me back to East Atlanta. All of my heart is in the better. There's something that matters. I like colors, I like diamonds, I like studded, I like shining, I like $1,000,000 bills. My pen, I'm signing. I like those Balenciagas, the ones that look like socks. I like going to the park, they put rocks on in my watch. I like texts from my exes when they want a second chance. I like proving people wrong. I do what they say I can't. They Cardi, body, banging, body, spicy, mommy, hot tamale, harder than a somebody. Hop off the roof, jump off the stoop. They flipping on top of the roof, flexing on me as hard as I can. Eating loud, dropping the land. Tell that I'm sorry though. Count my points like Mario. Yeah, they call me Najah B. I run that.
Hey!
Half of my heart is in Havana, oh na na. He took me back to East Atlanta, oh na na. All of my heart is in Havana. There's something about his manners, Havana, Havana, na na. Oh. It's a fun song.
Woo!
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. So much love is being spread right now in these comments. It's amazing.
Big kisses to you guys. Sending love to everybody. I appreciate it.
Okay, so go ahead, plug yourself in. Let us know where we can find your latest projects and where we can stay up to date with you.
So my name is Najah Lewis. If you want to find me online, it's spelled NAJAHLEWIS, and my Instagram is Najah Lewis Official. I am a full-time performer. I do private events, and I also have a business where I create personalized songs for any occasion, which is called a musical message. So I create a personalized professional song for instance, like for a wedding ceremony or for anniversaries, for proposals, for loss, which I've been doing a lot of all these things recently, for children, anything you think of. If you want to send someone a gift song, I do that. So just a Najah Lewis Official, NAJAH, and a musical message on Instagram. And any love is appreciated. And I just appreciate you guys just listening to me.
Yes, you are appreciated, beautiful queen. We love you, and we only hope and wish and love you and the selves of our higher selves for you and your higher self. Thank you so much for joining us. Yay! Thank you all. Thank you. Yes.
All right. Bye.
Bye, baby. Love you. Talk to you soon.
Love you.
Peace.
Bye.
Thank you all for tuning in. This is Pink Talks. I'm your host, Rebel Jones, and you're tuned in to Pink Talks at Find Your ID NYC. Make sure you tune in next Sunday with another great female guest where we're pink on the inside. But make sure you show up wearing pink next week, Rebel. Talking to himself now. You can follow me on Instagram at Living Rebel. That's 2 L's __. You can follow me on Facebook or add me on Facebook as a friend, Rebel Monique Jones. And I will see you next time here at Pink Talks, Find Your ID NYC. Peace, power, and love from the deep space of my pinkness. Peace.